We arrived at the main shopping area. Like I thought, Dora talking was the least of our worries. We were getting a lot of stares, but I just blocked them out. Where should we go first?
青果店をお願いしたい。お嬢様の一番の好物はトマトなのです。
I get a feeling that she likes everything red. Roger. Dora spoke when we arrived at the shop.
ゆうた氏は店の外で待っていてくだされ。買い物は我が輩一人でやりますので。
That's probably not a good idea. Okay, sure.
ぶらついていてもいいですぞ。姿が見えなくとも匂いで追えますからな。
Dora fled on into the market. I just hope no one calls animal control. That'd be bad. Especially considering bats are... I wouldn't consider them the most clean of animals. Right? I didn't bother suggesting it. Dora would just be infuriated at the idea. I walked off to kill some time. And then you met another girl. Yeah, right? Hmm? I spun around and scanned the area, wondering who called my name. And the next moment... So it's a girl that he's met before. Someone flopped onto me like they had fallen from the sky. I thought my heart would stop. Unless he hasn't met her before. What? I could feel someone's cheek grinding against my own, and an unfamiliar voice in my ear.
私、ユータが元服するの首を長くして待っていたんだからな。
Does that imply that implies that you weren't interesting? What? Hang on. I was finally released. I looked at the assailant standing in front of me and had an unexpected surprise. I never dreamed I'd get jumped by a girl this cute. Miss?
もう、君だなんて。
Huh?
おまえって呼んでくれていいんだよ。だって私たち夫婦なんだから。
Damn, she isn't even saying fiancé like Lucy and Julie did.
ユータ。
So like, why are they all coming out of the woodworks now? Is there some special occasion that happened in Yuta's life? Yeah. Whoa. She yanked my arm and pulled me in tight. Is it like he's about to turn 18 or something? So that he's marriage age? Something soft pressed into me, and I felt my mind drifting off somewhere pleasant. No, I need to check first. Can I ask one thing?
何？何でも聞いて。
Her reaction to my simple question was excessively cute. I cautiously pulled my arm away and asked, "You're Karen, right?" That is a surprise that he remembered someone's name. After a moment of surprise, the girl's radiant smile shone brighter, and she yanked me in once more. Whoa, again.
びっくりだよ。あの時名乗らなかったのに、私の名前知ってるなんて。
Oh, hang on, no. He wasn't sure that it was Karen. He was like, she's from another world. Maybe she's Karen, right? She just didn't do that with Julia. So then it just looks like he got the name off the he remembered her name.
やっぱりこれは運命かな。 なのかな。心が通じ合っているから名前もわかるんだ。
It definitely wasn't a bad feeling having a girl be so direct about liking me. I mean, I do have a thing. I do like dere-deres. But still, I couldn't exploit that. I knew I needed to clear up her misunderstanding.
そうだ、あれ一緒に食べようよ。
She pulled me in again. Get what?
あれこれ。
She pointed off in another direction, then turned my face toward it. A crepe? I mean, I thought that's what she had in her hand before. But you know what crepes are, which means that they are not a new which means that they are a thing in her world.
これすっごくうまくてさ、私、ゆうたと一緒にこれが食べたいな。
Because listen. It is confusing. Because here's the thing, right? There is an implication here in the fact that the money that Lucy and Julie have works the same way as Japanese yen, which means that it is either the Japanese yen or there is a conversion rate, right? That's the other thing. If it is a fiction, if it is another worldly currency, that means there is a conversion rate somehow. I mean, that's fucking. I don't think they're gonna get into that, are they? That's a bit too confusing. Oh yeah, why not?
じゃあ行こう。
Let's just say that Karen is the third girl that's gonna have a house next to Yuta's. It's a bit further away compared to Julie's and Lucy's. Still holding onto my arm, she jerked us over toward the shop. Then randomly, she pointed her nose into the air.
あ、トマト。私、トマトの青臭い匂いって大嫌い。
She's that kind of girl, isn't she? Tomatoes? You have a good nose. You have a good nose. Yeah, she's... what, a fox? You know, the amount of times I've seen Kitsune in like Shrine Maiden outfits is too many, right? I wish I knew where it came from, right? Oops. I tried to sniff all around but smelled nothing. Where are you smelling tomatoes? Oh, maybe that's why. Dora came soaring out of the store, followed by a floating shopping bag. Somehow he was able to buy stuff. I see. That's how Dora can do stuff without hands. Not in the fact of, you know, he has Japanese money, right? I guess. But like, he was served. I guess the cashier just had a lot of questions and was... They didn't care. They didn't care enough to ask. The passerby were even more disturbed than before.
おや、カリン殿ではありませぬか。
Well, okay, I guess it's not really Shrine Maiden-esque. It's very... slutty? I guess.
あれ？これまた奇遇で。ご機嫌うるわしゅうござりまする。ドーラ、なんであんたがここに？
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think Yuta... When Yuta says he got spirited away, I don't think he got spirited away to different worlds, right? I think he got spirited away to the same alternate world that has, like, foxes and vampires and succubi and whatever the fuck next girl is going to show up. Karen stood in awe, seemingly oblivious to Dora's polite greeting.
それはもちろん。このドーラが参るところはすなわち ルーチェお嬢様の赴くところであります。
Dora said it in an oddly proud manner. Karen's earlier cheerfulness vanished in a flash.
あれ、そういえばユータはドーラのこと知っていたの？
Reluctantly, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry for giving you the wrong idea before. The reason I knew your name is because I heard it from Lucy once.
ルーチェから？じゃあユータ、ルーチェのことも知ってるの？
Listen, look, I don't like calling Lucy Luce, right? It just doesn't. It isn't a cute name. Let's just say. Yeah.
知り合いどころか、この男、恐れ多くも賢くもルーチェお嬢様とちぎりを交わしておるのですぞ。まったくなーたる。
Karen leapt back a step, then lunged the door, and the next instant.
どういうこと？ちょっとドーラ、なんでユータがルーチェなんかとちぎりなんか。苦しいのです、カイン殿。
Squeezed like a balloon, Dora was on the brink of fainting. Karen, come on, calm down. I put my hand on her shoulder, and she loosened her grip.
どうして？
Karen, I'm sorry. I hung my head in apology and explained everything up until this point. You are the fourth girl. So, I'm in a pickle with all these parts, and I'm kind of putting everyone on hold for now. That alright with you?
わかったよ。
Who knows, play your cards right and you might get chosen. Karen was a ball of fire before, but she was losing air like a flat tire. I felt guilty putting a damper on her mood, but there was really nothing I could do.
まさか私の他にもちぎりを交わした女の子がいただなんて。
Yeah, I can't believe Yuta was such a manhole when he was a kid.
ルーチェにユリ、それにユーナって女の子か。
You know Julie too?
みんなとは定期的に顔を合わせていたんだ。
Right. They just all coincidentally were friends in the other world, and they all coincidentally coincidentally made a pact with Yuta. But they never talked about it before in... Really? You'd think they would have discussed this before they came to this world, right? So, you're a princess too, Karen?
私は天子のお姫さんなんだ。
Of course she is. Whoa. So you too? You too? Looks like I had yet another pact with a princess. In stark contrast to Lucy's regal aura, Karen was approachable, like a common girl. Although her looks were anything but common.
しかしまあ、なんともはや不思議な話ですな。
You think?
不思議って何が？ユータ氏のような人間界の冴えない小僧子風情が主だった世界の姫君たちとちぎりを交わしております。ルチェお嬢様にしてもそうですが、一体こんな小僧っ子のどこがそんなにいいのか。こらドーラ、ユータの悪口言ったら私が承知しないぞ。
I mean, look, with how he interacted with Julie in that dream, I can see why they would have made a pact with him.
苦しいのです。悪口ではなくてですな。じゃあ何さ。 単なる本心でありまする。巨神短歌真実神聖の感想と言いますか。なお悪いわ。
Considering Karen's appearance, I decided to head home and regroup. You could have kept shopping, you know.
いえ、カリン殿はルーチェお嬢様のご友人なれば、このローラには家まで無事送り届ける義務がありますからな。
Dora had a few blemishes, namely an irritating temper, but was well mannered to a T. I wasn't recognized as Lucy's fiancé yet, but stressing wouldn't get me anywhere. Karen's mood nosedived back by the shops, but she was smiles and rainbows at the moment. She was hanging onto my arm affectionately. Of course she is. Karen?
何
Is it normal to do this in the Tenko world? Hang on to people's arms like this? Yeah. Shouldn't there be a question mark there as well? I guess not.
どういうこと？
Don't worry about the question mark. I mean, is it normal for guys and girls who aren't dating to do this?
そんなことないよ。
So then I sneakily tried to free my arm, but she just tightened her grip on me.
いいじゃん別に。だって私たちちぎりも交わした仲なんだし。
Well, that may be the case, but... I pulled my arm away again, but Karen didn't persist this time.
残念。私もうすっかりその気になっていたんだけどな。
Well, I'm not too old either, you know. This is the first time I've ever walked with a girl like this. If I was being perfectly true to my desires, I could just give in to them. I mean, you did with Julie, so like, why not again? But this is hardly the time and place. I have pacts with multiple girls who are all here. Even if I had no memory of any of it, I had a responsibility. Good on you. So until I established where we all stood, I couldn't show favoritism toward anyone in particular. Hey, Karen, are those ears real?
これ？飾りなんかじゃないよ。人間には生えていないみたいだけど。
No, we have ears. They're just, you know, on the sides of our head. I see. So animal ears are one of the characteristics of Tenkos. They shifted and moved as with her expressions, so I guess they were real. I kind of want to touch them. I knew it. My man. My hands wiggled with eagerness as I stood staring at them.
触ってみたい？
Yes. I mean, yeah, I guess you don't want me to. Guess you don't want me to.
ダメじゃないよ。普通は人に触らせたりしないけど、ゆうたならいいよ。
Thanks. I was surprisingly happy she was willing to let me. I gently stroked them up and down. They're warm. Their ears, what do you mean? I can feel that. They're warm. Yeah, no shit. I could feel that they were a part of her body. They were smooth yet had a unique texture, like luxurious velvet. Has he never felt animal ears before? I thanked her and removed my hand.
人に触られるのってなんか変な感じだった。
Did it tickle?
というか、
Don't worry about it. I couldn't tell if she was shy or what.
とにかく私の耳をもふらせてやるのゆうただけなんだからね。
Okay, got it. Incidentally, how do Tenkos make packs? Lucy sucked my blood and Julie resonated her spirit with mine. You mean touched her... Julie let you touch her tits? I wonder if Tenkos did something interesting too.
ケンコのちぎりはね、一緒にお稲荷さんを食べることなんだ。
Really? That's all?
そんなことって言うけど、同じ釜のご飯を食べるっていうのは結構大変なことなんだよ。ばっちゃんが言っていたけど、読みなんだっけ？
Yeah, me too. What do you...
よもつへぐいですかな？そうそう、それ！
I need a fucking glossary. I used to know what Inari meant. I completely forgot. Yomotu Hegui. This was my first time hearing of such a thing. It had a bizarre sound to it.
へぐいは黄泉の国の食物を食べることを意味します。
Right.
よもつへぐいしたものは黄泉の国から帰ることができない。ということは、つまり死者の一員となる。それと同じようなことで、飲食を共にすることは重大なことであると、ソーカリン殿の祖母上様は言いたかったのでありましょう。
So if you eat food with someone, you die. I mean... I get it. You're knowledgeable, Dora. No shit. What? I would be more surprised if he didn't. If he didn't know what Yomotsu Hegui was.
まあ、長く生きておりますからな。
I still hadn't figured out how old Dora was.
それで私たち、前に一緒にお稲荷さんを食べて、忘れちゃった。
She's a bit of an airhead, isn't she? What?
クレープ。もう一緒に食べようと思ったのに。
Oh, well, we can get one later. Something she said united a memory. Eating Inari together. I feel like I remember that occurring. But since it happened over there, I shouldn't have any memory of it. Which must mean... Hey, Karen, when we ate Inari together, was that over here?
そうだよ。私が狐の姿になっているとき、悪ガキにいじめられて、私お腹が空いていたから力が出なくて。
Oh, so they can so Karen can shapeshift, but Dora can't. Okay. Oh, yeah, that happened. I remember. Are you saying he finally remembered something from his childhood? Yeah, that was also around the time when I got spirited away a bunch. He was getting bullied, so... It's a fox, and let's check it out! Yeah! A fox? I mean, I did it with young Yuma, so I guess I'll have to do it with young Yuta. I overheard some voices while I was hanging around the shrine. No one was around when I arrived, but I turned around and saw Sato and Kimura from school. A fox. Don't see those often. I stood up and ran after the other two kids. Hey, over here, over here! Hmm? What are they doing? Sato and Kimura, not to mention Murata, Onishi, Oga. Why there's so many kids? All of them attended my school, but I never hung out with them. The five of them surrounded a little fox on the ground. They're beating it up. Ogawa held a tree branch in his hand. I ran up to them once I noticed that. Hey, cut it out! Hey! Hey, cut it out! I can't, I can't. Hmm? What? Oh, it's Ushio. What do you want? You want to play with us too? Onishi scoffed as he asked me. They're all gonna have the same voice. Stop hurting that fox. You're hitting it with that branch, weren't you? I can't give you to the brat voice as well, but like, I don't really have any other young voice, so I'm trying. The fox moaned meekly and looked up at me. Piss off! Why should we listen to you? He kept hitting it as he talked to me. I said cut it out! I swapped at the branch as he moved it away. This fox has been curled up like this for a while. Why doesn't it run away? Stupid fox. It might be sick. I couldn't tell at a glance. Anyway, just knock it off. I barged in between them and kneeled next to the fox. You guys suck. I'm picking on a weak little fox. I said it to their faces and the mood turned hostile. No shit, you're surrounded by 5 kids. Who the hell are you? Onishi glared at me, but I didn't cower. Something slammed into my back and I almost lost my footing. You're the one who sucks, Ushio. Sato kicked me in the back. Oh, okay. You dickhead. Thud. My fist smashed into his head. Ow, 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 ow. You... We glared at each other and another kick sent me flying forward. Crack. Gup. My forward momentum made me headbutt Sato's face. I was hoping he would do that. He must have hurt badly since he just silently squirmed on the ground. Whoa! I heard Ogawa mutter, "Oh shit," under his breath. A fountain of blood flowed out from the fingers Sato was using to cover his nose. I disliked him, but the amount of blood was concerning. Hey, it's not your fault you were kicked from the behind. Whoa! I'm out of here. Hey! Murata ran away and Onishi and Kimura followed like a pack of hyenas. You! This is your fault! I know, you kicked him from behind. Sato was a mess of blood and tears at this point. Go to the doctor. You go with him, Ogawa. If you run away too, I'm telling the teacher. Fine. Come on, let's go. It was just me and the fox then. Are you okay? I crouched down and stroked its forehead. Somehow it looked a little happier. I gingerly stood up and looked back a few times as it disappeared into the woods. I wandered back to the shrine and a girl I had never seen before called out to me. Huh? Huh? The girl's clothes were unlike anything I'd ever laid eyes on. And that was the first thing I noticed. Before, this was my first time encountering her. While I mulled over her words, she held out something with both hands. Yeah, that's what inari is. I keep forgetting, right? I've always seen it on like sushi menus, right? I've never had it before. Huh? A peculiar girl was giving me inari. I was more confused by the second. I normally would have refused food from a stranger, but this girl seemed really nice. And a lot stranger than a stranger. I was pretty hungry myself, so I reached out for one. I'll take this one. Did this girl make these all by herself? They looked lumpy and oversized. Thanks. I bit into it. It's poison. I mean... oh shit, you're just gonna die. She looked... One had the poison and the other one had the antidote. And that's how you make a pact with a fox. She looked at me with hopeful impatience. It was kind of embarrassing. That's good. It's way better than the kind you get at the convenience store. I was hesitant at first, but I polished the rest of it off. Oh, guess you just ate the antidote. Looks like you're gonna die, Yuta. Just as she bit into it, I had an indescribable weird sensation pierce through her body. Oh shit! It's the poison. It's a fast-acting poison, Yuta. I hate to break it to you. What the heck was that? It was kind of, I don't know, like we were connected by an unseen wire. That was weird. Thanks so much. Can you hear that that my voice for Yuta is changing? I don't know. I don't have a decided voice for him. I finished chewing and both my stomach and heart felt full. Yeah, it felt full of poison. She sighed with relief and satisfaction. Yuta. After I answered, it hit me that it was weird she knew my name. I guess he was just so preoccupied at her outfit that he didn't see the fox ears. Oh, yeah. I waved back at her, and she dashed with abnormally light steps into the background. I wonder if she lives close by. If she did, then I could see her again. I remember thinking that to myself. But that was the last time I saw the mysterious Inari girl. Aha! So that fox back then was you. Your voice was a little weird back then, Yuta. It kept changing constantly, but I still love you. Now that I thought about it, she was in fact the girl I met many years ago. Karen tilted her head to the side. She seemed somewhat clueless despite it being her own race. What about now? Yeah, it'd be a bit awkward if you changed mid-sex scene. Listen, the only reason I thought about that is because of Yae Miko. And there's a dojin with Yae Miko and Aether where she doesn't change during, but she changes after to make Aether look as bad as possible to the Shrine Maidens. It was a funny ending. Whoa. Whoa. Even though I was prepared for it, it was still mind-blowing. What were you up to that day, anyway? See, that's the fucked up part, right? These girls can freely go from their world to this world, but Yuta can't. That's fucked up.
物珍しさについ夢中になっていたら、すっかりお腹ペコペコになっちゃって、それで動けなくなっていたら、あの悪ガキ連中に囲まれちゃったってわけ。
So that's what happened.
ユータに助けてもらって、私急いで家に戻って、勝手なことをしたからばっちゃんにはこっぴどく叱られたんだけど、私はとにかくお稲荷さんを作って、それでまた急いでユータのところに行って一緒にお稲荷さんを食べたんだよ。
You know what? This really makes me want to try some inari now. That inari was really tasty. Maybe I'll try some, and when I do, I'll talk about it. Maybe on a stream. Well, I'll talk about it during the episode. If it is brought up again after I've had it. Karen affectionately latched onto me again. This time I felt more comfortable, like I wanted her to stay. I let her hold on for a minute.
あの時のユータ、かっこよかったな。相手は5人でどうなるんだろうってハラハラしたんだけど。
Okay, so that explains why he got that explains why he remembers the flashback with Karen. But then why does he have the dream with Lucy and I guess it's not a dream, right? Because it's not like he dreamt of the flashback we had with him and Julie, because he didn't talk about it. So then, yeah, how do you explain the first scene? I guess I'll have to keep playing to know. She looked up at me with tears forming in her eyes. I scratched my cheek bashfully. Well, I was just lucky. If they had all fought back, who knows what would have happened? Nah, you would have beat the shit out of them.
でもユータは勇気があるよ。だから私。うわっはん。そろそろ家に到着します。我が輩個人としてはどうでもいいところではありますが、ルーチェお嬢様の目の届くところでユータ氏にくっつくような真似は感心しませんな。なんだよ、ドーラってばうるさいんだから。
Hey, if Karen looks like so affectionate toward if Karen appears affectionate toward Yuta, then Lucy might have to do the same thing. You know, maybe she will get insecure and might not. You know, she doesn't want Karen to win. She wants herself to win. So I'm justifying, yeah. But Dora's not mistaken. I reckon. I pulled away from her, and Karen angrily puckered her lips. Nevertheless, she didn't persist. It's a bit fucked up, isn't it? But listen, all I'm saying is that if Karen is affectionate, that means all of the other girls will become more affectionate to match Karen's affectionateness. What?
さようで、気高くも可憐なルーチェお嬢様にこちらのゴミゴミした集合住宅など到底似合いませぬからな。
See, and this time Karen can't fly, so maybe she can jump onto the roof.
その上はユリの家？
Yeah.
じゃあ私も立てないと。一番乗りじゃないのがちょっと気に食わないけど。
Oh, let's just say you aren't the latest. You won't be the latest.
では先にユータ氏のご両親に許可を取ると良いでしょう。人の敷地を勝手に占拠してはまずいですからな。
I mean, if you can make the argument that it'll be holy land, you know, considering she's basically shrine. What is she? It doesn't help that their first encounter with Yuta was in a shrine, right? Like, maybe I'm let me handle that. I'm sure they won't kick up a fuss anyway.
お願い。隣はなんか甘くていい匂いがする。
That's the Honeydew Cafe next door. They make Japanese sweets. Wagashi.
和菓子。あんまり食べたことないけど、すごいうまそうな匂いだ。
Wait, what? Yeah, they make Japanese sweets wagashi, not the Japanese sweet wagashi. Yeah. Karen floated over like a hooked fish. Hey, Karen, I'll take you there later. Let's say hi to Lucy and Julie first. Well, she's gonna have to say hi to Yuna as well, so... Okay. I led her into the house only to find Lucy poised and ready for us.
ルーチェ。来たわね、カリン。なんだよ、よくわかったな。当たり前でしょ。ギャーギャーうるさい声がこっちの家まで聞こえてきたわよ。
She was probably notified by Dora.
なんだと？何よ。
They're already fired up. Hey, what gives, you two? Aren't you happy to see each other?
ルーチェお嬢様とカリン殿は、まあ、なんと言いましょうか。幼い頃からのライバルなんですな。ライバル？誰がこんなこと？
So, the one's a fox, and the other turned into a cat. Right.
なんでそう？
I see. They were like twins.
各世界の姫君たちは年齢が近いこともあって、いわゆる竹馬の友でありまする。分けてもお二人は喧嘩するほど仲がいいの伝を地で言っている関係でありまして。誰がこんなこと？
Nah. I wondered if they could finish each other's sentences. Hey, now come on. You two aren't... you two haven't seen each other in a while, right?
さようで、年に一度決まった機会がありまして、その折に主だった世界の王族が一堂に会するのであります。
I guess that would explain why they are acquainted with each other. But, like, then the other question pops up, like, would... Here's the thing. Lucy and Karen are rivals, which means that they would brag to one another about making a pact with someone, right? Because they want to appear superior to one another. But then, how come neither of them have talked about making a pact with Yuta? Right? So you two are lucky to meet under these circumstances. Plus, we're going to be living in the same place. Let's all try to get along, alright? You're going to be seeing each other a lot, let's just say. Especially if what I think is going to happen will happen. And, you know, I don't think that this is a visual novel where the main protagonist is old enough to be out of school. So I think they're all going to have to go to school together.
でも生意気言わなければ。なんでそう？
They might not be able to finish each other's sentences, but at least be able to repeat each other's sentences. I foresaw a number of issues, but maybe this was just the way they were. Dora, although being a bat, it was hard. Although being a bat, it was hard to tell. What? Although being a bat, it was hard to tell. Shouldn't there be a comma there? Didn't seem to be too concerned.
それにしても、やっぱりちぎりを交わしていたのね。
I mean, hey,
カリンと。
you called it at the start of the game, like, yeah.
ルーチェやユリともちぎりを交わしているってことだけど、でも早い者勝ちだなんて言わせないんだからな。 わかってるわよ。へえ、ルーチェにしては物分かりいいんだ。順番など関係なく、ユータが選ぶのが私であることが分かっているからよ。
I don't know, the way things are, I'm siding toward Karen a bit.
ルーチェの自信はいつも根拠がないんだよ。うるさいわね。まあ今日からは私も上に住むし、ちょっと遅れを取ったみたいだけど、すぐに挽回してやるんだ。ちゃんと許可は取ったんでしょうね、ユータのご両親に。へへん、ユータから言ってくれるってさ。ふーん、そうなの？
I nodded. I figured that I figured that was the least I could do for her.
しょうがないわね。
And you know, it's happened twice before, so they're probably used to it by now. Come in. Is it you or Julie?
こんにちは。
It's Julie. Julie showed up. She must have heard the commotion from all the way back there in her house.
あ、カリンちゃんだったの。ユリ、こんにちは。こんにちは。どうしてここに？お察しの通りよ。といえばわかるわよね。そうだったんだ。カリンちゃんも。うん、私も今日中には家を建てるからよろしくね。
I swear to God if it's a shrine.
よろしく。しかしまあ、いよいよサミットのような様相を呈してきましたな。
Oh, right. I was wondering about something. Why are you all deciding to live here? Okay, I was gonna say, like, is he gonna ever is he gonna ever question why they're all deciding to move in now? I mean, coming to meet me and confirm our pact and moving here seemed like, yikes. Maybe it's a me problem. Seemed like entirely two different things. You could have just brought me to your world right away. Well, that'd complicate things for me, but still.
まあせっかく異世界に来たのだもの、少しくらい滞在するのも悪くないし。
Is it because there is a summit that is going to happen soon in the other world and they want to... They'll explain it.
それに、そう、今あなたが言った通りよ。いくらちぎりを交わしているとはいえ、一息にことを進めるわけにもいかないでしょ。それで
Well, like I said before, Karen and I said it before without realizing that Karen was not already in this world, right? Because I assumed that Karen would be in this world. I said before, Karen and Yuna already have a leg up on these two because he at least knows them. But now it's more like more like Karen has a one-up on them because he at least remembers that he made a pact with her. Even if he doesn't remember it's an actual... Excuse me. Even if he doesn't remember if it was an actual pact. You too, Julie.
私も同じです。
I felt like Julie had something else she wanted to say, but I decided not to press the issue.
そうなんだ。私はもうすぐに一緒に帰るか、ユータの家で暮らすつもりでいたから。 やっぱりカリンは資料が足りないわよ。
I mean, you know, you could just live as a pet. I mean, look, it's because she can transform into a fox, okay?
うるさいな。そうだ、思い出した。
Not the zoom in, bro. Karen pressed her stomach and flashed a silly grin.
隣行こうよ、隣。私、お腹空いちゃった。
Oh, sure. Maybe we could all go for snacks. I asked and Julie and Lucy both nodded.
お昼、食べていないの？お昼は食べた。じゃあ食後のデザート、さっきクレープっていうの1枚食べたんだけど、かえって物足りなくてさ。
We get it. You can eat a lot without gaining weight. You don't need to make the other girls jealous.
太るわよ、そんなに食べていると。
Maybe you'll get Lucy jealous because I don't think it's probably the same for Julie.
いいんだ。私はいくら食べたって太らないもんね。しょっちゅうダイエットなんかやってるルーチェとは違うんだから。
So it's true.
うるさいわね。私のは別にダイエットなんかじゃなくて、好きだから飲んでるのよ。トマトジュース。
Is that why is that why Karen doesn't like tomatoes?
あっそう。じゃあいいじゃん。和菓子食べようよ。いいわね。私もちょうど小腹が空いているかしら。なんて思っていたところだったのよ。
I'm trying to think of what archetype Lucy would be, right? Because obviously you've got the Dare, which is Karen. You've got the Dundare, which is Julie. You got the childhood friend, which is Yuna. Lucy. I'm leaning toward Himedare, right? But like, she doesn't act like she's royalty. It must be tough, Lucy. Well, outside of the fact that she built her mansion, but that's beside the point. Julie did the same thing.
もう、ユータまでそんなこと言って。そんなに気にすることないと思うんだけどな。まあ、体質もあるとは思うけど。
Julie, you're the last girl who should be saying that.
苦労を知らないムマに慰められても、かえって心が重たくなるばっかりなのよ。
That's what I'm saying.
お嬢様はその存在そのものがお美しいのであります。何も血を吐くような努力で送信生活を続けられなくとも。うっさい。だいたいそこまで努力していないわよ。
Unlucky. Oh my.
いらっしゃいませ。
Oh my.
みんな。あら？
Yeah, there's another girl. She greeted us with a pleasant smile, but immediately looked confused after seeing Karen. Karen didn't seem to notice.
なんかいい感じ。
She waltzed right in without waiting to be seated. Her clothes were potent enough, but her sheer presence drew attention from all the other customers.
ねえねえ、今の人って。
Another girl that I made a pact with. I'll introduce her later.
おーい、早く。何してるの？相変わらずせっかちなんだから。
Damn. We started over toward the table, but something occurred to me. Oh, right. Did Dora even come in? Yeah, is this a no pets allowed establishment? Yuchan glared over at Dora with a hesitant look. I motioned Dora out of the cafe before anyone inside could notice.
何ですかな?
Dora, bats can't come into restaurants
何故に?
because it's unsanitary. I suppose it's a hygienic thing. And a lot of people dislike them. Especially after 2020. I mean...
しけな! このドーラ、行水浴化したことはありませぬぞ!
Well, try telling that to them. I mean, it's pretty easy for you to tell that to them. Whether they'll listen or not, you know, that's another story.
それに、嫌がり言いますかな。手前で言うのもなんですが、このドーラ、マスコット的な愛らしさに満ちているかと。
I mean, I did call him a mascot, so, you know, he's not that far off, but listen, considering what happened, you may or may not be a scapegoat for the reason why the world shut down during 2020 and 2021 and 2022 and a bit of 2023. You know what? Never mind. Yeah, I don't think so.
可愛げのない若者ですな。どうかしたの?
I looked over at Lucy and explained the situation.
なるほどね。なかなか面倒なことではあるけれど。いかがいたしましょう、お嬢様。
So can Dora transform?
いっそのこと帰ったら？この先も何かと面倒があるんじゃないかしらね。
I mean, that's the solution everyone wants, but I don't think he's going to.
何を言いますか？そのような無体をおっしゃってはいけませぬぞ。はいはい、わかったわよ。我が輩、商店街では休館長ということにしましたが、それでいかがですかな？
No birds either. You need to be inanimate. You need to be inanimate. Yeah, you need to be a head ornament. Hair ornament.
無生物したい?
No, not dead. Like a stuffed animal or something.
おほう。ではこのドーラ、店内ではぬいぐるみのふりをするであります。
Dora froze in midair with that further deliberation. And he fucking falls to the floor. Wow. That was pretty committed. Dora slammed into the ground and lay staring upward. The stuffed animal on the ground didn't so much as twitch. It just looked like Dora was dead.
では、私たちは戻りましょうか。
Nah. Huh?
お嬢様、それはプレイですか？プレイなのですか？
I guess it's up to me. I picked up the stuffed Dora and walked back inside.
ゆたしのぬくもりが流れてくるでござる。
Listen, all I'm saying is that the only reason he's doing it is for your approval? Sure. You weirdo.
やっと来た。遅いよ。
Sorry. We sat down at the table, 3 girls and me. Kind of an odd ratio. Well, don't forget Dora. Until just recently, I never hung out with any girls. Yuna.
あれ？ドーラ、どうしたんですか？
He's dead. Julie looked concernedly at the motionless Dora. Concernedly. This is a bat stuffed animal. I'll explain later.
いらっしゃいませ。皆さん、ゆうくんのお友達?
Sure, let's go with that. Yep, that's right. He had heard the situation from Yu-chan, but this was his first time seeing them. I was about to introduce introduce all of them, but this is my fiance, and then Julie's like, this is my fiance. Lucy's like, this is my fiance, and then Karen's like, this is my husband.
ああ、ちょっと待って。
Lucy stopped me with a harsh whisper.
私たちの正体、あんまり人に言ってはいけないのよ。
Huh? I can't? Lucy nodded and glanced around the shop. We had kind of been the center of attention in the shop, so I couldn't talk at length about it. Yuchan's dad caught on and served us water before heading back behind the counter.
何にしよっかな。
Karen couldn't have cared less about it, as she eagerly browsed through the menu.
ねえねえ、何が美味しいの？
Let's see. All the wagashi here are great.
この栗かのこっていうのはどういうの？
It's a hunk of red bean cake with candied chestnuts on it. It's tasty.
じゃあ、私はそれにしよう。はい、ゆり。
But like, why do they have only one menu shared between 4 people? She handed her the menu, and Julie read carefully.
私はフルーツあんみつにします。
Lucy took the menu from Julie and sneered.
カロリーの記載がないじゃない。
You know what, Lucy? I can relate to that. Give me a break. Don't worry. I chuckled as I said it, and Lucy's expression lightened.
そうね。私も和菓子ってよくわからないから、このおまんじゅうにするわ。
I'll get the sakura mochi. We're ready over here. Ready over here. What?
お呼びですか？
This, and these.
かしこまりました。オーダーお願いします。ユーナは看板娘という話が今朝出ていたわね。ここで働いているというわけなのね。
I mean, it'd be pretty weird to be the poster girl and not work there, yes. That's right. Yu-chan had both the looks and the sociability to be the ideal employee of the honeydew. She was so modest about it, though.
可愛らしい衣装なんですね。
Yeah, it really looked good on her. Watching her work was pleasant, although almost therapeutic. But other guys besides me were watching her. Her dad had told me before, but the honeydews saw an unusual amount of male customers for being a confectionery. Is it really unusual if you consider he didn't consider the employees in the statistic, all right? Is if Yuna was included in the statistics, I don't think it'd be unusual. And it was definitely the case. Almost half the tables were occupied by groups of guys. He had told me this at one point.
親のひいき目かもしれないけどさ、男性客が多いのはユーナのおかげじゃないかと思うんだよな、俺は。
Oh, so that's why he made her the poster girl. Yeah, it likely is, huh?
お、ユウ君もそう思うかい。
He looked happy hearing his daughter's praises. Her uniform suits her perfectly too. I decided not to voice the fact that she was also a hottie.
そうなんだよな。ユーナも最初は恥ずかしいなんて言ってちょっと渋っていたんだよ。でも俺は絶対似合うと思ってさ、無駄になっても構わないからと先に仕立て屋に作ってもらったんだ。出来上がった実物を見たらユーナもその気になって、その辺はやっぱり女の子だね。
sit in a closet. What about Suzuki? I almost said it. What about Suzuki, the part-timer?
おばさんがあれ着てもな。おっと、こんなこと言ったのは秘密だよ。
No problem.
でも、ユーナがあれを着て店の手伝いをするようになってからというもの、売り上げが伸びたからね。これは本当の話。父親としては何というか、ちょっと誇らしいよ。
He stared off into the distance and, as he spoke.
お待たせいたしました。うわー、来た来た。
Karen smacked her hand on the table in excitement.
栗かの子のお客様。はいはいはい。やかましいわよ。だって待ち遠しかったんだもん。
Yu-chan was a little surprised by their dynamic and put the plate down on the table. Karen immediately snatched up the pair of chopsticks, but Lucy wasn't having it.
みんなのことを待ちなさいな。ほんと食いしん坊なんだから。
Get it? Because she can turn into a fox.
わかってるよ。箸の木目が見たかっただけだもんね。
They made for a funny duo.
フルーツあんみつのお客様。はい。美味しそうです。吹雪まんじゅうのお客様。私だわ。
Once we all had our orders, everyone dug in with anticipation.
おいしい。ほっぺが落ちそうだよ。
Now the real question is who's gonna feed Yuta first?
ほんと？フルーツあんみつってこんなに美味しかったんだ。
Karen would have been happy with anything, but Julie looked like she had stepped through the pearly gates. And Lucy, who broke her strict diet.
たまにはいいわね。甘味も。
She was nonchalant, but hungrily dug in.
ゆうた、食べないの？
Yeah, I will. I was just enjoying watching you all eat. I ate my own mochi. Before it could be stolen by someone. I ate my own mochi before it could be stolen by someone. It had just the right amount of sweet beans and melted in my mouth.
これっぽっちじゃ足りないよ。私も。
Hell nah. They're almost drooling. I'm good with just this.
私も。
They got some more sweets while Lucy and I settled with tea. Most customers were gone when we finished. Yu-chan's dad waited until the last one left, then came over to chat.
ちょっといいかな。ご挨拶をと思ってね。
Sure.
もしかしてルーちゃんのこと言ったらまずかった？まあね。けれどユーナのお父様であれば別に構わないでしょ。ごめんね。早速喋っちゃって。いいえ、私も口止めするのを忘れていたから。
Lucy's tone shifted to explanatory.
異世界のことは人間たちには伏せているのよ。というのは何かと面倒が生じるからで。その証拠に3人も知らなかったでしょ？
All of us humans nodded in unison.
一説には異世界に迷い込んだ人間の記憶が失われるのもそういう必要からだそうだわ。
Ah.
ということだから お父さんも他の人に言ったりしないでね。
了解。はあ、しかしまあ、ゆうくんは顔を見てみれば納得できるみたいに言っていたが。
He stared at Lucy's face, as if more or less convinced.
なるほどな。確かにその通りかもしれん。吸血鬼だっけ？
はい、名前はルーチェ。今後ともよろしくお願いしますわ。
なあ、よろしく。
そして我が輩は
Nah. Not. You cannot just do that. You.
どうかされましたかな。
ぬいぐるみがというか動物が。
主よ、我が輩ただのコウモリではございませぬ。ルーチェお嬢様が一の従者ドーラでござりまする。以後お見知りおきを。
He lost his balance, but caught himself on the edge of edge of the table.
腰が抜けるかと思った。
驚かせてしまったようですな。失礼おば。
いや、しかしなんでさっきまで死んだように動かなかったんだ。寝ていたようでもなかったが。
I explained the situation, and he nodded in understanding.
確かにお客さんがいるときはそうしてもらった方がいいな。
このドーラ、こちらでは肩身が狭いようで。
Well, you wouldn't have to if you had a human form, wouldn't you? You wouldn't have to if you had a human form, would you?
だが、困難があってこそ従者としての忠誠心にますます磨きがかかるというものですな。
Dora nodded in self-agreement. I introduced Julie and Karen as well. And Karen here, I looked over at Yu-chan. I have a pact with her as well.
そっか。
Yu-chan gave me a dejected smile.
おやまあ、ゆうくんもだいぶモテモテだったんだな。
That's what I've been telling. That's what I've been saying. But you know, don't tell them that. Don't tell them about the fact that he actually remembers Karen's pact because she made it in the human world. No way. I wouldn't go that far.
何人言い名付けがいたって、ユータのお嫁さんになるのはきっと私だもんね。どうかしらね。
I mean, if I had to choose now, it would be Karen. So.
なんだと？何よ。
じゃあかりんちゃんもゆうくん家の上のところに家を建てることにするのかい？
私も負けちゃいられないし。
This is extremely comical, especially with the fact that I know that there are more girls coming. But like, what is the chain going to look like?
そうか。こうやってご近所さんが増えるなら、うちで歓迎会でもやるかい。と、これは営業トークだけど。
Oh, that's a good idea.
歓迎会？話はありがたいけれど。
Huh? You don't want to? Lucy shook her head.
もちろん嫌ということはないわ。けれど、もう少し時間を置いた方がいいんじゃないかしらね。
I mean, I was about to suggest that. Lucy realized he has made a pact with 4 girls. Technically 3 because a pinky swear isn't really equivalent to a pact. But, you know, if there's 4 girls, there's probably more girls that are coming. And Lucy, Karen, and Julie definitely know how many princesses there are in the other world. So, you know, why is that?
つまり
Lucy grinned and poked me in the chest.
色男さんに他に何人の言い名付けがいるかわからないからよ。
Because for some reason none of them bragged about making a pact with Yuta to any other princess. Even though they have yearly meetings with each other.
この上まだ増えるとなったらこの男本人畜生にも取りますな。
Come on, give me a break, Dora.
だから今歓迎会を開いてもらっても2度手間3度手間になる可能性もあるでしょ。
I get it. Let's just wait for now then.
でもいつまで待ったらこれで終わりってことになるのかな。
I'm assuming that the welcoming party would signal the end of the prologue, right? That's what I'm thinking. She was right. I had no recollection, so I couldn't begin to guess.
それに関しては近日中ということになるわね。
Yeah, for some reason.
そうなの？
Yeah, when girls stop coming, you know, that's...
ええ、私やユリ、それにカリンにしても訪問がたまたま重なったということではないわ。
Yeah, and that's why I've been asking why now? What's going on? Aha. Karen mentioned she had been waiting.
そう。
Because, like, it's not like these girls couldn't have arrived earlier, because, as we saw, Karen literally made a pact with Yuta in his world.
元服どういう意味だっけ？
So, like, it has to be related to his birthday or something, right? It's like, you know, marriage and stuff like that.
男子が成人になったことを祝う儀式のことだな。年齢は幅があるが。
Okay, so I wasn't far off with my statement.
ああ、つまりそういうお年頃になったからということ？
Yeah, that's the other thing. How do they know that it is around the time that Yuta will be considered grown up, aka 18 years old?
ええ。
Marriage age.
そうそう。私、ユータが元服するの首を長くして待っていたんだ。
She had said the same thing when we saw her, when she saw me earlier.
私もです。私もね。そうした事情はマダミの言い名付けにとっても同じでしょ。だから全員が近いうちに勢ぞろいするわよ。
I see. That makes sense.
もうこれ以上増えないといいんだけどな。
You get a lot of competition, Yuna. Me too.
私は何人増えようと構わないわね。世界の境界線は頂点に立つ一人とそれ以外の万人との間に惹かれるものだわ。
I mean, she's technically not wrong, considering that she is the closest to Yuta, excluding Yuna.
さすがはお嬢様です。御身のその美貌を天が下の隅々までを照らすことでございましょう。
But when it comes to ranking, I would say that all of these girls are in a similar league, excluding Yuna, because she's not a princess. Lucy could be pretty wicked to Dora, but they made for a good pair too.
私も気にしない。だってユータのお嫁さんは私しかいないって思うし。
I mean, she is the only one explicitly saying wife instead of fiancé.
私は自信なんてありませんけれど、少しでもユータさんに気に入られるよう努力しますから。
So, you know, each girl has some advantages over the other, right? Like, Yuna's been his childhood friend, Lucy lives the closest to him, and met him first out of these girls. Karen actually made a pact with him, and he remembers that he made a pact with her. in this world, but only recently remembered that he made a pact with her, and Julie's had her ass touched by him. What? Thanks. I have no idea what I did to be so deserving of their admiration. I almost seemed to be wasted on them. It almost seemed to be wasted on them. Some more customers came in, and I figured it'd be a good chance to leave. That night, apparently it would take another night to build the house, though the method was a mystery, so Karen was staying in my guest room. I wonder if she figured out the bath. I wouldn't need to be worried about it normally, but he was from another world and all. I showed her the bath's location, but maybe I should have explained how to operate it. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to walk in. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to help her in the bath and she'd be naked, and you know, it was bothering me, so I decided to check up on her. Okay, it wasn't even a thing of she screamed and then we came in on her and we came into the bathroom to help her. We're just checking, you know. She had dinner at Lucy's place. Apparently, this was how it went this afternoon.
夕飯？しょうがないわね。じゃあ今晩は私のところで食べなさいの。
Yeah, but you only eat tomatoes, bro. So like.
ありがとう。ルーチェ大好き。
I don't think Karen's gonna appreciate your tomato diet.
暑苦しい。
They continued their banter for a bit. There seemed to be some rivalry, but they weren't on bad terms at all.
了解しました。ではこのドーラ、今夜はカリン殿のためにも腕を振るいましょうぞ。へえ、ドーラの手作りなんだ。初めて食べるの。このドーラ、こう見えて料理の腕も玄人裸足なのです。
I can't for the life of me picture you cooking.
このドーラ、バカにされてあるのですかな？
That's not what I meant.
ご馳走はしてあげるけれど、量は少ないわよ、きっと。私の分量に合わせてもらうということよ。
Lucy, just because you starve yourself doesn't mean you have to do it with your guests, okay?
そんな意地悪言わないでよ。ね、ルーチェ。暑苦しい。その口にトマト突っ込むわよ。
Pinky, I mean. I hope she got enough to whet that appetite. Whoa. I jumped back involuntarily. The floor was soaked. She probably just got out without drying off. That's the kind of thing I should have told her. And the fridge door is wide open. Oh! Interesting. Now, here's the thing. There isn't anything explicitly... I mean, there isn't anything explicit that I need to censor, right? Well, now that I've done that, I think I do. But there is clearly defined nipples that I might need to censor. I'm gonna do it, just in case. What? I slapped my hand over my eyes, but it still peeked between my fingers. Good on you. I wasn't proud of being overcome by my desires. You did it on purpose. Oh wait, I forgot she's an airhead. Oh, I laughed awkwardly, still covering my eyes. It would have been alarming to anyone but Karen. It would have been alarming to anyone but Karen. She just sat looking expectantly at me. I should ask you the same. Thank God there's a milk carton in the way.
なんか食べるものないかなって。何にもなかったけど。
What? I could see, but it was still barely covered. Oh shit. Something hot rushed up the back of my nose, and I was soon overwhelmed by a metallic scent. I hurried and plugged up my nose and started to pant through my mouth. Karen didn't seem the least bit aware as she chugged the milk from her cup.
おいしい。お風呂上がりの牛乳ってうまいよね。あ、もらってよかった？もう飲んじゃったけど。
I appreciate that the most lewd CG is no longer the succubus's CG anymore. It's fine. I have all you want. I was holding my nose, so my voice was all throaty. Hang on, let me do that again then.
It's fine. Have all you want.
Enough? Fuck. Karen finally noticed something was up. She tilted her head and asked me.
ゆうた、どうかしたの？
I swear to God, if the towel fucking slips. I mean, you know, for YouTube, it's gonna be censored either way, but like, you know. I quickly scanned the room for tissues, not a single in sight. I gave up and kept talking with my nose plugged.
Karen? You can't just lounge around the house in such a state.
I'm hearing myself, and yeah. Karen sat for a moment obliviously staring at me. Her cheeks blushed lightly, and she chuckled.
なんだ、ゆうたったら照れてるんだ。
Well... You're the one who should be bashful.
She was technically covered, although barely.
I mean, you're a girl, you know.
I tried to sound convincing, but with my eyes still glued on her, it was futile.
照れることないじゃん。
I'm just surprised that she has a towel, like...
I am.
だって私たち、ちぎりを交わした仲なんだし。
She does bring up a fair point.
私、ばっちゃんに言われたんだ。夫となる男以外の前では裸になっちゃいけないって。クイックセーブ。ということは、ユータの前ならいいってことだよね。
I suddenly couldn't agree nor disagree. Karen swiftly stood up and moved toward me. This time, there aren't any defined nipples on her sprite, right? That's the difference. Clearly defined nipples, I mean. The towel only covered her trunk, her long arms, and legs stuck out enticingly.
ユータ。
Whoa! Nothing pushed me, but somehow I fell flat on my butt. I forgot to cover my nose for for that one. Karen got down on all fours and continued advancing toward me. I swear to God, if his parents walk in... She likely wasn't conscious of it, but it was a maddeningly alluring pose.
ユータ。
Her cleavage... Another wave of blood gushed forth deep inside my nose, but I still had it plugged. It flooded down my throat instead. Oh God, I can picture it. Stop. Glug.
どうかした？なんか苦しそうだけど。
Just then, I heard an icy voice from somewhere above us. I wonder who it is.
何してるのよ。あ、
She's gaining the upper hand. That's what she's doing.
なんだよ。夫婦が仲良くしてるところ覗いたりするなよ。
They're just jealous that they didn't get to do this first.
誰と誰が夫婦ですって？まったく、何やら不穏な匂いがするものだから様子を見に来てみればこれだもの。
I'm sure Lucy could smell the amount of blood gushing out of gushing out of Yuta's nose.
エッチなのはいけないと思います。常時セクシーな格好のムマが言ってもあまり説得力がないわね。
That is true. Julie is somehow more dressed. I mean, is somehow less dressed than Karen in a bath towel.
まあそれは置いといて。いつまでそんなことしてるのよ。早くどきなさい。やだ。
お。
じゃあ実力行使ね。ゆり、手伝って。
The two of them hoisted Karen by her arms, forcing her to stand. Phew. The next inexplicable libido, the inexplicable libido overwhelming me waned, allowing me to breathe normally. Yeah, that's another way of saying that his boner went down.
せっかく盛り上がっていたのに。盛り上がっていたのはカリンの頭の中だけでしょ？
I had to check. All right, I had to make sure.
なんだと？
The second it slipped off her. Boom. Oh, I was waiting for it. And this is still nothing there. Am I gonna have to censor that part? Just in case. You know what? I'll just in case I'll censor everything from like the chest down, right? She did it on purpose. In brackets, she did not do it on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, all his blood, all that blood. Sploosh. Don't worry, it's for Lucy's breakfast. Yeah.
匂いがしたのは不穏ではなく血だった。
And he's dead.